Alright, let's try this again. I actually was starting to record this earlier, and then my computer decided to just all over itself. So I had to reboot. What was happening though is that the webcam, like I was like stuttering all over the place, and then eventually it was starting to like do everything in black and white. So yeah, we're gonna do this again. So Mania, a now 6-hour event if you do count the pre-show, which. You know what? If as long as they keep mentioning this, and then they treat these matches with respect, pre-show could be okay. Because in the past, if you're in the dark match or the pre-show or the heat match, you didn't matter. I think there's like, was it Mania 17? Or was like a 6-man with like Too Cool and Albert or something. I can't remember. One of those main events or one of those WrestleManias. It was just you don't matter. And for the longest time, it didn't. Like they included a couple years ago Miz and Bad News Barrett for the IC title, and they're like, oh no, this counts. See, like we're including it. Okay, well as long as you make mention of it. So the pre-show, 2 hours long, and the first hour of it was devoted to Booker T going, "Let me tell you something," and I'm just saying 1,000 times. Make a drinking game out of it. I guarantee you'll be smashed before the first match starts. Okay, so our pre-opener is the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. The Usos, Los Matadores, The New Day, and Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, the defending champions. So we've got our managers. Oh, actually, everyone had a manager. I just realized this. So Tyson Kidd and Cesaro had Natalya. Los Matadores had El Torito. New Day had Xavier Woods. And Usos had Naomi. So what ended up happening was right at the beginning, they take out Jimmy or Jay. One of them was injured. Didn't know they could compete, so they took him out right away. So the other one just kind of made up for it. Holy crap, this thing was hard to follow. So many moves. It was clear that the crowd was into Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Yeah, so I'll try to remember some cool spots. Like, it's really hard to tell you what a cool spot was in that, because they were all pretty good. And it was amazing that the ref could keep track of who was legal and who wasn't, especially when, you had a set of twins and you had another set of almost identicals with the masks. Natalya's still doing her feud with the fucking Bull. She put him in the sharpshooter, so at least a little bit payback for getting pinned in a inter-species tag match. What about intergender? That makes no sense. Like, what if the Bull gets tagged in? So Natty has to go in because it's a little person? Come on, that's just stupid. So, okay, just go back to the pre-show a little bit, because there was a couple of promos that they threw in with showing the promo videos and all that. So Rusev and Lana backstage, and Lana was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I will not appear weak in front of America again," and yeah. So that happened. And then the old Stooges meet the new Stooges. So J&J Security meet Briscoe and Patterson, because they were just like, Genie's just like, I can't have coffee without my sugar. Where's my sugar? And then you just see thud. And here comes Briscoe's like, we were getting sugar for Mr. McMahon. That was cute. I wish they would have put that in the main show. Oddly enough, the main show, there wasn't a lot of backstage promos for Mania. It's weird, because they usually have at least 2 or 3. So next one was so cool spots. Tower of Doom. I never saw a 6-person Tower of Doom before. Ooh, it got a little sketchy, but it was a nice spot. So the ending comes where Big E is down and out. Jey Uso, Jimmy. Of course, we can't tell the difference. And they let you know, it's like, I can't tell the difference between the two. And then they giggle it off like, ha ha ha, they all look the same. Ha ha. I'm Vince McMahon, my jokes are so funny. I'm not. Am I 69 years old? Yes. Am I out of touch? No. Yes, you are. I've said this many times. So, comes to Jay doing a big splash, but as soon as he leaves his feet, Cesaro tags his leg, gets him in. So he hits the splash. Cesaro tosses him out like a sack of shit and then covers him. 1, 2, 3. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro are still tag team champions. A match that really deserved to be on the main show. But I'll get into why it wasn't in the meantime. So, this is weird. I say that in my predictions. Doesn't matter who wins this battle royal, because whoever wins loses. You will be shot down immediately. Like what happened to Cesaro. He became a Paul Heyman guy, he broke the trophy, and he went nowhere. He's finally starting to bring himself back up with a tag team with Kidd. So, there's that. But, okay. For all of the hype throughout the last 6 weeks, with people pointing to the WrestleMania sign, saying, I'm entering myself into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I'm going to win it. I'm going to WrestleMania. John Cena even wanted to be in it, and Stephanie's like, you will not be in it. How dare you tarnish the legacy of Andre the Giant and this Battle Royal? And then they go and say, it's going to be on the pre-show. Tarnishing it some more. Fuck you, you 28 people. You are not getting a WrestleMania payoff. Pre-show does not count as Mania. You do not get your payoff. Although I think with the network, I don't know what their pay scale is now. I mean, so nobody gets an entrance. Nobody gets an entrance. Everyone's in the ring at the same time. You think with a 2-hour pre-show, you could have allowed for quick little intros for everyone. You know? And Tommy, poor Tommy. Would it have killed you to put an entrance for him? Anyway. So everyone's in the ring at the same time. They all start splashing, but it stopped because Curtis Axel's like, this is my moment. Axelmania running wild. Everyone picks him up, crowd surfs him, throws him out. So there's a lot of quick eliminations, so I can't go into a whole lot. Adam Rose and Fandango eliminated themselves. I want to say this is symbolic of their careers, because they came in with the crowd giving them a lot of hype, singing their theme song, and then WWE is just like, stop having fun. We're burying these two. So I guess they went and buried each other. I think Hideo Itami eliminated... Oh, no. So after that, Zack Ryder tried to go for the woo woo woo, and Bo Dallas came out from underneath and like eliminated him. But yeah, by the way, Bo Dallas is back after his broken foot, and then he like eliminates Zack Ryder. And he's like, "I did it! I did it!" And he does his victory lap. He gets back in. Hideo Itami kicks the shit out of him, and boots him out. And Big Show takes out Itami, and the crowd poops all over that. I think the Ascension eliminated Mark Henry. Good on them. Oh yeah, okay, so I forgot about this. They made this big deal over the Access weekend. It's like it's gonna be Hideo Itami, Tyler Breeze, Finn Balor, and Lord knows I can't remember the other NXT guy that they it's like, oh, one of these 4 men will have a shot in the Battle Royal. And then Alex Riley's there. Like, yeah, so yeah, you kind of get that little cute spot. It's like, hey, Miz and Alex Riley used to be friends. I'm like, that was like 2 years ago after Alex Riley got buried by Cena because he said something about him backstage. I'm like, wait, Alex Riley's on NXT now. Why is I don't know. But Miz and Mizdow eliminate them. We all know where this is leading up to. So, bunch of flashy ones. Finally, Big Show eliminates all of New Day. No Kofi Kingston saved me from the Battle Royal spot. I think they've done them all. Like, I think he's done as far as Battle Royal is concerned. So yeah, eventually it comes down to Big Show, Miz, and Mizdow. And the crowd knows this is coming. This has been building for months now. It's Miz is just like, we're gonna do this. I built you up. We're gonna do this, okay? And then Miz starts to walk towards Big Show, and Miz just stands there, and he's just like, no, I'm done. And then he's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I made you. He starts like poking at his tit, and then he goes off to the Big Show again, and then Mizdow just throws him over in the upset. You know, Mizdow's not gonna win. It was still like that was a huge pop for Mizdow, who might just be going back to Sandown now. We'll have to wait and see. So I thought it was funny is that it was Mizdow and Big Show, and everyone thought Mizdow might have a chance. They actually started to redo the Benoit spot from 11 years ago at the Royal Rumble. When Benoit's got him in the sleeper, and he's just dragging him over the top rope. No, Big Show picks him up, hucks him over. Big Show is the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. An interesting factoid, and it never dawned on me until the announcer started saying this. This is the first Battle Royal that the Big Show has ever won. Whether he's the Big Show, Paul White, or the Giant in WCW, they even bring this up. He's never won a Battle Royal or a Royal Rumble. He's always been the last one in several of these types of matches, but he's never won one. So yeah, again, I don't know why this was taken off the main show. Actually, I do. We'll get into that because now we're going to talk about the main show. So, obviously, the Intercontinental Clusterfuck ladder match is next. Actually, before they started the main show, Pat Patterson was there to hoist the IC belt up, so he got a nice little pop. So, Intercontinental ladder match. R-Truth, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, Daniel Bryan, Luke Harper, and Bad News Barrett, the champion. Oh yeah, nothing happened in the Battle Royal with Goldust. He just got eliminated. And nothing happens to Stardust in this with Goldust. It's like they're just brushing this feud that was going to be awesome right out the door. Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So Goldust does not interfere with Stardust at all in this match. Not even to bother continuing the feud. I'm pretty sure someone's already done it on one of the many Facebook meme sites. I want the scene of Mr. Burns with 1,000 monkeys typing out the greatest book ever made. And instead of, it was the best of times, it was the blurst of times. I want, like, Goldust and Stardust feud. We cancel it before Mania and put them in separate matches. You stupid monkey! Cool spots in this. I'm just going to come out and say this. Multiple man ladder matches, I'm done with them. Like, they just don't do anything. Everyone kind of does the same spots. You need someone to do the helicopter spin. You need someone to do the sandwich spot. You need someone to go through the wooden ladder because no ladder can crack like that. Unless you're on the indie circuit and you get those cheap ladders from Home Hardware. Those crack like a motherfucker. Trying to think of the... Oh, Stardust pulls out a ladder made of glitter. And he's like, it's the cosmos. It's like, this is why I wanted the end of this Goldust Stardust thing. It's like, I want Goldust and Stardust to beat the living hell out of each other. Goldust get the win and just be like, you cut this Stardust crap and you come home. We want Cody back. And then he like breaks down. It's like, okay, I'll come back. And then they hug it out. Dusty comes out. It's like, oh, baby, my boys, they reconcile. That's the road legacy lives on. Not gonna happen because WWE Creative is stupid. I know Dean Ambrose went through the broken wooden ladder. That was a thing. Barrett bullhammers everyone. She should. Daniel Bryan hits him with the running knee. We all know it's coming. It came down to Bryan and Dolph, and they're just like headbutting each other on the top of the ladder. And Bryan's headbutt is mightiest because his last headbutt actually knocks him down. Daniel Bryan is your new Intercontinental Champion. And I hope that this Looney Tunes shenanigans of "I'm gonna steal the belt" ends. The Authority just comes out and says, "Next person that steals the belt from anyone will be promptly fired." Okay, so coming up next now, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. In a match that technically doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because when you think about it, Orton got his revenge on Raw. Like, he beat him from pillar to post and put him through the table with an RKO. But apparently Seth Rollins has been channeling John Cena, because a week later, he's not affected. Because you remember, and I'll always give credit to Spoonie for this, he did his opening monologue at SGC a few years back, right when the Nexus debuted. And you remember the Nexus completely killed Cena, hit all of his finishing moves on him. On a broken ring, too. What does he do next week? Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. Like nothing fazed him. And you're acting in movies. Anyways. Yeah, this match didn't really need to happen again, because, again, he got his revenge on Raw. It's like, I beat you to pillar to post. Now I want a straight-up wrestling match. Why? And as I said in my predictions, this will not matter for Seth. And it doesn't, because you know why. Anyways, the cool spots were, we almost got a Phoenix Splash from Seth. He countered it. The RKO out of the curb stomp, and he got height on that. It was pretty cool. Randy Orton wins this one. Props up to Noble and Mercury, and they're taking that double DDT from the ring apron to the outside. Oh yeah, weird thing. This feels a lot more like a Triple H booked Mania. And I'll tell you what, because if you watch NXT, they do this thing now where they have LCD screens around their aprons with like the logo, or if it's a title match, they'll have the title plastered over it. They did this in Mania. They had the hard camera sides had LED signs, and they all said Mania on them, or WrestleMania. Cool touch. You know, because nobody really uses those aprons anyway, the hard camera ones. Everyone kind of goes for the other ones to either pull out a chair, pull out a ladder, pull out a table, or a sledgehammer bat, whatever. Wonder if they'll incorporate that into the video game. It's just like, oh, you can only use these corners to get weapons, and then bring up that weapon wheel. So yeah, Orton wins with that pretty awesome RKO. Pretty good match between these two. Storyline-wise, it didn't need to happen again because Orton got his revenge. And he's like, on his promo, it's just like, I'm gonna kill the future at WrestleMania. I'm like, he didn't do a good job, because we'll see later on. Oh God. To talk about this match. Triple H versus Sting. Match that's been brewing since Survivor Series. I need to boot something up on my phone here. First off, Sting's theme is played by Asian drummers because Steve Boren is Asian. Okay. And I just pulled up Twitter. Wait. I should pull up Twitter because I made a lot of funny tweets last night, and there's some retweets that I really should do. But, yeah, well, I have to look at my phone for this. So, this has been brewing, at least since Survivor Series. So, December, January, February, March. 5 months. 5 months of this. Sting's theme song was cool, and it was nice that he got a loud pop when he did his woo! That was nice. It's nice to see the WWE fans treat him like he's part of the family. Triple H's entrance. You know Triple H, he's all for the grand entrances, whether it's getting Motorhead to play for him, Whether it's him coming out like Conan the Barbarian, or the gold-plated ones with Sasha Banks and Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, who I hope debut tonight, but I'm not counting on it. It's hard to see who this is going to call up from NXT tonight. We'll have to wait and see. So, I'm always thinking like, okay, it's another Metallica song, right? Because we got From Whom the Bell Tolls, and then we got The Memory Remains. Can't do Enter Sandman because Hack will get pissed. It's like, why are you using my theme song? Ah, checked out. Oh, no wonder he was pissed. Okay. Because Arnold got inducted last night, and because Genesis is coming out in a few weeks, of course, it's Terminator themed. And if there's any time that I should have not been at work, that I should have been watching Mania with my friends, like IHW comrades in arms, because we all love Terminator, and most of the time when we knock on the door, it's always, this would have been perfect for us. So, a bunch of T800s rise up for the Wrestlemania logo. And they've got this camera, like a webcam like I've got right now, and it's scanning Mania, going, I'm acquiring a target. And as the theme song plays, da-da-da, da-da-da, out rises Triple H in an exoskeleton King of Kings outfit. And then the screen cuts out, and here's Arnold. Wrestlemania. Judgment Day is here. Takes off his sunglasses, got the Terminator eyes. It's time to play the game. He should have done it, but whatever. And then we get Motorhead. And that's where the fun stops. This was not a good match. I didn't expect it to be a 5-star match. But here's why it was not that great. And I'm going to make this example as well. First off, I've been playing this game a lot. Okay, so this is Final Fantasy Record Keeper. It's a mobile game on iOS and Android. If you guys are fearful if it's going to be like All the Bravest, don't worry. It's not. It's actually kind of fun. You go through dungeons, it plays like an old 16-bit RPG. You actually have control as to what you do. Attack, defend, use magic, all that good stuff. Now, a friend of mine, I almost dropped my phone, says that this game plays on nostalgia, and that's what gets you the hook. And that's what it did for me. So I had to look at Triple H vs. Sting as playing on nostalgia because, first off, Lillian Garcia fucks up and says the only way to win this match is by pinfall submission. Does not clearly state that this is a no DQ match, which has become kind of a staple of Triple H, putting himself in no DQ matches to, like, you know, hide the fact that neither of these old fucks can wrestle anymore. So, when Sting starts to get the upper hand, break it down. Out comes Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac. D-Generation X to the rescue. And they try to get in his way. And then Triple H gets the other hand. And then, new world order. Hogan, Hall, and Nash come out in NWO colors. And at one point, he's got the sharpshooter. Fuck the Scorpion Deathlock. Shawn Michaels comes in and Sweet Chin Music's Sting and tells him to suck it. This match was not about Triple H and Sting anymore. This was about, and then the announcer says, like, the Monday Night Wars are back again. This absolutely makes no sense. Let's run down these factions. New Age Outlaws. WWE to the core. Road Dogg was Brad Armstrong in WCW, but he was only on their Saturday nights, so he's got no allegiance to them. Billy Gunn has been a lifer of WWE since the early 90s when he had toy guns and a sweet-ass mustache. Just try growing that back. Kip. Sop. X-Pac, Kid, 123 Kid, has played on both sides. He was the Click. He was NWO. And he was D-Generation X. Then you have the NWO, Hogan, who was the staple of WWE, and the reformation of he created the NWO in WCW with the sole purpose of destroying WCW. You got Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, former Click members, now NWO. So, and Shawn Michaels, we will mention, was part of the NWO WWE version until Kevin Nash tore his quad. So, why? So who gets to determine who takes their allegiance where? Why wouldn't Nash and Hall say, fuck NWO for life, Click for life, like Big Boot Hogan or something? Why wouldn't X-Pac go, NWO? Because there was that reunion show where Pac was part of DX and NWO at the same time when they took out the Ascension. Oh my god. So then it becomes the duel of the weapons. The bat versus the sledgehammer. I remember the bat is it's like a shotgun. He goes, oh, I've got you with my bat. So Sting takes his bat and breaks Triple H's sledgehammer in half. And then Triple H goes, oh no, please don't. Stinger Splash. Doesn't go for the cover. Tries to go for another Stinger Splash. Triple H hits him with the head of the sledgehammer. 1, 2, 3. Triple H wins. So as this happens, the NWO... Another thing. NWO was at war with Sting for ages. Sting was part of the Wolfpack with Nash. But then we all know what happens. Reforming the NWO. Sting's just left to rot. Now this made absolutely no sense. They both get up. Both factions are on each other. Triple H goes up to Sting. HBK trying to stop him. He extends his hand and says, take my hand, shake it. You hit me in the head with a sledgehammer. Fuck you. If I were Sting, I would have taken the hand, shook it, hit him with a death drop, and walk out. He may have lost the match, but he won the war because he walks out of there. Oh, but props for Scott Hall taking a bump with his knees. God damn it. This was not a good match. This was a smudge of nostalgia. The entrances were cool. I marked out for the Terminator entrance. But this match was not good. It was not good at all. If this is how this feud ends, I hope you all got your money's worth. I hope you all got your $9.99 Margle worth. Or $11.99 here in Canada with a cable package. Still not giving that up. It's pain to watch. And I didn't think Triple H would win this. I thought Sting was going to win this, but... Oh my god. So, I'll have to wait and see what this happens. So, we're backstage with Maria Menounos and Daniel Bryan, congratulating him on his Intercontinental title win. And here's more nostalgia for you. Pat Patterson comes out and he's like, "Oh, you're the hardest worker. You deserve the Intercontinental Champions." And he's like, "Thanks, Pat. Appreciate that." Roddy Piper comes out and is like, "Great job, kid. You did it." Bret Hart, Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair comes out, all former IC champions. Yes, Ric Flair was an IC champion. He won it from Carlito. And then Bret was just like, "Let's start a yes chant." Ron Simmons comes in and he goes, "Damn!" And then they started doing the yes chant. Then piss break number 1 starts. The goddamn musical act. Which I have no idea who these people are. I remember Travis Barker because he was the drummer for Blink-182. Then there's some chick with, oh god, I don't know if I've ever said this in a video. Tattoos on girls, I don't mind. Full sleeves, cool. Nothing on the face, nothing on the tits. Your tits are tatted up. I'm done. Rihanna's got under boob tat. I was done. And Rihanna is gorgeous. But those tats, undo it for me. I liked old, young Rihanna. Before, like, all clean, nothing on her. This Rihanna Kente. Potential piss break number 2. The Divas Tag Team belt. Or Tag Team belt. There's never going to be a Divas Tag Team division. Because the company tried a women's tag team division, and it was defunct by a tag team of ODB and Eric Young. So this was not as bad as I thought it would be. So it's Paige and AJ versus the Bellas. So apparently a Thursday night on Raw, or sorry, Thursday night on SmackDown, still on this wrestling high, but they actually acknowledged, finally on camera, officially, that Brie said, yes, Nikki has said some hurtful things, but she is my sister, and I forgive her. You forgive her for wanting you dead in the womb. I'm never going to give that up. It's creative. It's creative not knowing how the fuck to end a storyline. They admitted at a con, they're like, we wanted it to end, but we don't know why they did it. It was mostly Paige's match. Like, they kept kicking AJ off to the side. The crowd was kind of into it. They weren't as super dead as they usually are for Divas Bout, so there's a plus. And they gave them 6.5 minutes. You know, respectable time. You know, in a regular WrestleMania, that's, you know, as much time you're going to give. Now, rumor is that there will be big changes to the Divas division following tonight, going forward on Raw. But I've got something to say to that because this played afterwards. Yeah, so yeah, they won. AJ gets the hot tag, gets all for shit. Brie takes a steel step spot. It's ran into steel steps. You know what? Golf clap for that. Good on you. AJ hits the Black Widow. They tap out. AJ, Lee, and Paige. Tag team. They win. And I guess the whole model for this was we should be the role models of the divas and for the girls to say you don't need to pay $7,000 for the right tit and $7,000 for the left tit. You don't need to be superficial. You can be who you want to be. You could be a freak like us. So I guess that was the whole thing. Alright. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm reading this off of a website, as I usually do, because I don't remember everything, the structure. It's a 4-hour show with the Hall of Fame. Not the Hall of Fame, but the pre-show. 6 hours. So if I skip over stuff, forgive me. So they bring out the Hall of Famers. For once, a celebrity Hall of Famer doesn't get booed. Arnold got a pop. Probably because it's Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger and people respect him. It's not like Drew Carey or it's just like, hey, I don't watch the show, but hey, put me in the Royal Rumble and I'm the worst Price is Right host ever. But they pay me a lot of money, so hey, you wanna say hi to anyone with a wheel spinning? That's with Bob Barker. Ugh. Bob Barker should go in the Hall of Fame next year for Karate Chop and Chavo. Everyone pointed this out. I never caught it because I think it was with a customer or something while the show was on. Again, I watched 90% of the show I watched at work with no sound. And some of it I missed because stupid people in the other department were playing around with the set box. And I'm like, fuck, stop touching it. They're like, we're testing out the pay-per-view. I was like, it's the network. The network. Pay-per-view's dead. Anyways. Randy Poffo, Randy Savage's brother, the genius, Leapin' Lanny Poffo. They spelled his name wrong during the roll call. By the way, Fink, yes. If Fink only has one job a year, it's to announce the Hall of Fame class. So, looking at the video packages, Rikishi went in as just Rikishi. So, the past, I don't know, the first decade of his career does not go in as Fatu of the Head Shrinkers. And then Keep It Real Fatu. They're not putting a Sultan because screw that. So, yeah. Hall of Fame, it was great to see everyone there. Again, as I mentioned, I mentioned on the last video I tried to record before this fucked up. People were chanting what during the Hall of Fame? And Jericho tweeted out to everyone to shut the fuck up. And you should shut the fuck up. It's not your show. You don't have the right to hijack that show. It belongs to the people that can barely walk now. Look at Bushwhacker Butch. He can barely fucking walk. And you people chant what? This is why next year, it should be a closed, invite-only affair. Fuck the marks. Fuck the fans. You're ruining it for everyone with your stupid chants. Your stupid ICW chants. I don't know you're going to say, oh, you're doing a review on the internet. You're probably IWC too. I'm like, yeah, I am, but I know my limits. You don't. Fucking clown shoes. Anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, Rikishi just goes in Rikishi. Stink-facing guy. Nash gets to go in as Nash. He doesn't go in as Diesel like last year. We can't have Scott Hall go in. We have to have Razor Ramon go in, who only ran with that gimmick. And I was like, okay, so if Razor Ramon goes in, does that mean, fuck, I can't remember his name. Something Bockweckel go in as Razor Ramon in the Hall of Fame. Just like if they had it's like, oh, we're going to put Diesel in the Hall of Fame. It's like, oh, so Kane's going in the Hall of Fame then. Because he was Diesel. And Isaac Yankem. And Kane. And the Unabomber. And the Christmas Nightmare. Yeah, Google that up. Kane was a monster Christmas tree. Let's talk about bad gimmicks. Who else? Oh, God. I don't know if I want to watch the Hall of Fame. I probably will cry at the Connor the Crusher inductee. Dana, Warrior's wife, was tearing up. But apparently, everyone says watch the Hall of Fame because Daniel Bryan's speech for Connor is the most humbling thing anyone's said about anyone ever. And then his dad gets up there and his brother, and it's just like, oh God, feels. I don't know if I want to watch this. God, what else? What else? Okay, so yeah, that was the Hall of Fame. I called this. You go back and watch every single one of my pay-per-view reviews. I called this. John Cena versus Rusev for the United States Championship. First off, Rusev should have come to the ring completely with the Russian national anthem. Those extra Russian soldiers holding the flag, the cannons, Rusev coming in on a fucking tank. And as soon as he gets to the ring, then they start playing that dun 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 dun, the evil Russian music. John Cena doesn't get an elaborate entrance. He just gets this American propaganda video that's just Vince and Kevin Dunn in the back just spanking off to as much presidential speech footage they could find and as much 9/11 footage as they can find. Just America! America's the greatest! Fuck WWE! We should call it AWE! American Wrestling Entertainment! America! I know many Americans that when they tweet this off, it's just like, fuck this. Like, can we stop with the pro-American? Like, 9/11 was 14 years ago, people. 14 years ago. I know, it's a tragedy. But WWE, stop exploiting it. And they're like, Putin's not even a factor in anything. I don't follow the news, but I guess he went missing for a couple weeks. Like he fucked off and went to a cottage or something. And you're still billing him that's like, oh, we dedicate this match to Vladimir Putin. I think if Vince could call up Putin for tonight's Raw and just be like, Rusev, you disgrace Russia. You're not even Russian, you disgrace Russian. Because you lost the United States Championship. The United States Championship! That hasn't been held by an American in 2 years! Actually, no, it was... No, Dean Ambrose held it for like 10 months and then lost it in the Battle Royal. Then Sheamus had it and then he got taken out by Rusev. On the WWE Network. So... It's a back and forth affair. Rusev dominates. Cena dominates. Oh, wait. Cena did get his own special entrance. Fans singing, John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. So, people cheer for Rusev because they finally want to see John Cena beat at WrestleMania. Legitimately. They chant for Lana because it's Lana. I mean, that ass. And they cheer for America, but fuck John Cena. There's at one point that Cena gets him in the STF, and Lana throws her shoe. The ref does nothing. And he's just like, he kind of looks at the shoe, he looks at Lana, he looks at John Cena, and says, fuck it, keep going. Yeah, Rusev knocks into Lana. Cena hits the AA and wins the United States Championship for a, I want to say, third time? Because he won it from Big Show at Mania. He lost it to Carlito because he got injured. And then Jesus stabbed him. Or sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry, people. You name your children Jesus. You're really naming them Jesus. Get over it. Stabbed him in a bar or something. Then he came back and won it back. And that's when he made the Spinner U.S. title. For his gimmick, that was fine. But when he did it to WWE title, it ruined it forever. So yeah, this is his third U.S. title win. So it'll be interesting to see if he will actually keep it for a while. Or lose it to someone else. Because when he loses a title, he loses a title. A lot of people are saying, I really wanted to see someone else beat Rusev, but Rusev had a good run. Now everyone's saying, oh, this isn't over. It's over. He was screaming at Lana at the end. I think they're going to break up. Lana will... Because I think Lana is going off camera for a while, and Lana's going to go off camera for a while, and you know, Rusev will be on his own. Don't pair him up with that Why So lawyer. So, yeah. Welcome to the realm of the Great Khali and Tenzai. Guys that were built for Cena to kill. You had a good run, Rusev. A 1-year-long undefeated streak. Because you debuted the night after Mania last year, and you went up and up and up and up, and now you're going to falter down. I will be surprised if you continue on after this. I'm sorry. Damn it, Cena. You just can't let anyone else get above you. Or if someone starts to rise up, you gotta fucking latch yourself onto them. Yeah, this is happening. I really wanted Rusev to win, and then Cena to fuck off for a while. So now, we come to the point that we couldn't have this Battle Royal on Mania. We couldn't have the tag match on WrestleMania. They had to be on the pre-show for this. A goddamn 20-minute Stephanie McMahon promo. The thing that kills the opening of Raw every fucking week. To say, we are the authority, we know what's best for business, and we own every single one of you. And then, they come up to say, we set an all-time indoor attendance record of 79,000 yada 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 for a building that's been open for 2 fucking months! Congratulations! It's gonna host the Super Bowl next year. Hope you realize that. And I hope that the NFL will be like, we broke Mania's attendance record! Fuck you, Vince! And XFL was shit. So basically, they run down the crowd saying, oh, we own all of you. I beat Sting. I'm still in charge at the end of the day. Yeah, that was the thing, too. If Sting won, what would have happened? Who was going to be on Raw the next night? Triple H. Who's still going to be in charge of the WWE? Triple H. So, Sting beating him? Unless he came out like, I've been defeated by the icon Sting, I need to go. And then he powers off and he sheds a tear and he cries off and he runs off. But then it leaves Stephanie to run the show. See? Doesn't matter. So out comes The Rock. Looking orange as fuck. I don't know if it was because he was on SNL last night or the night before. Yeah, looking orange as fuck. And he's just like, you don't own the people. You don't own The Rock. And then they go on this back and forth. And it's just like, oh, you want to make a WrestleMania moment? Come and hit me. And he's like, all right. And Stephanie gets in. And then it's another 20-minute long promo saying, that McMahon's made the Johnsons. And then he's like, well, you wouldn't be here without Vince McMahon's Johnson. Like, penis jokes. And she's like, you're not going to slap a woman. I'm like, the days for 4PG. I've said this many times before. The Attitude Era was not as great as everyone said it was. Yeah, you had Rock and Foley and Austin and Triple H tearing the house down. But you look at the undercard. The undercard sucked. I'm almost done. I'll come in there in a second.
I know how many nuggets you want.
Well, I'll come in and grab it. It's fine. I gotta wrap this up quickly because lunch is ready. So, where was it? Oh yeah. So I've said it before. Attitude Era, besides the main eventers, the undercard sucked. And I will always say it again. The Attitude Era, to grab people in, was all about the 3 Bs. Bad language, blood, and boobies. I'm actually thinking of a video of interviewing people that used to watch wrestling. Because when I was watching this, there was a lot of people that were used to watch wrestling fans. They used to watch it. And it was always the heyday of the Hogan era or the Attitude Era. They never watched the product after that. So I actually would like to grab some people, sit down and interview them and just be like, okay, why did you stop watching wrestling? And then I'll lay off the 3 Bs. Was it because they stopped saying ass and hell and damn? Was it because the girls stopped showing their titties? Was it because people stopped ganking themselves? We'll have to wait and see. Because, so Stephanie was like, you're not going to slap me. You can't slap me. And I'm like, yeah, this goes back to WrestleMania 2000 when you got a rock bottom and a people's elbow. Back in the day when men could slap women. Or Christian could clothesline Trish. Or Kane could chokeslam Trish. Or Bubba Ray could put a bitch through a table and no one said a thing. Although in TSN, on TSN when it was airing on there, they would always cut away to like stock footage of crowds whenever violence is against women. That's a big no-no in Canada, apparently. So, Brock is like, okay, powers out of the ring, goes ringside, and who's there? The UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, Ronda Rousey. As soon she hopped the rail, if I was Stephanie, I would have been like, run. Run, bitch! Run! Oh yeah, shout out to Ronda for wearing that Vegeta over 9,000. I'm tweeting to Takahata 101.
It's over 9,000!
I'm tweeting to Takahata 101. I'm like, you have to send her 2 shirts from Shark Robot. The Ogre 9000 one, and the I Am the Hype. You have to send that to her. Anyways, Stephanie's just like, you might be king of the Octagon, but this is my ring. It's like, you beat people up for real. I beat people up for pretend. And then just like, Triple H is like, oh, I'm tired of this. So Rock touches, back, bang, bang, spit, bang. Triple H wanders off. Ronda with the judo throw. And then Stephanie's like, you don't touch my husband. Who do you think you are? If I was Ronda, I would be like, bitch, I'm the girl who kills other girls in 14 seconds. I killed a girl in 14 seconds who trained 10 months to try and take my belt. What the fuck do you think you're gonna do? Then she gets her SmackDown meter all the way up. She hits L1 to go for the women's special slap. Ronda just hits R2 at the right time and fucking just locks her arm. I wanted her to put her in an armbar so bad. Even if it was like a fake like Del Rio armbar. Just put the bitch in an armbar. Steph can take bombs, put her in one. And she's like, please don't break my arm! Please don't break my arm! Break the bitch's arm. And now, now the difference between the reason that they had that fucking 20-minute long promo was to try and get the sun to set, so it'd be a little bit dark for when Taker comes out. That didn't happen. Bray Wyatt comes out with scarecrows, and it's like, so there's a little fear because there was a report going around that Wyatt sprained his ankle. He seemed fine. So yeah, Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker. Which, I think the point of this was the redemption angle. And the announcers say that because Bray didn't really do a good job of conveying in his promos, because his promos are pretty cryptic. But yeah, this was for basically redemption for Undertaker, just to show that, like, yeah, Brock maybe kicked my ass, but I can still go. So it's a back and forth. Cool spot was the spider walk, and then Undertaker nipped up and scared the shit out of Bray. He was just like, you're not the face of fear. I still am. I still run this yard. It was pretty good. Reading the site here, JBL said it best. Undertaker ain't going anywhere. Now, a lot of people are like, because the announcers was just like, is he back full time? Is he going to reclaim his yard? I'd be interested to see if Taker will not be a one-trick pony, like, oh, I'm just coming back from Mania every year. Be a part-timer. Come back every now and then. And when you do come back, show them that, you can still be the dead man, but still have the little bit of, like, biker Taker in you. It's like, this is my yard. Try me, I'll make you famous. Now it's time for the main event, and holy fuck, I didn't call it this way. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So, I anticipated if Brock didn't re-sign, that it was going to Roman, and then Seth would cash in, and it would go to Seth. Or that Brock would retain, and then Seth would cash in and win. But, after I posted up my prediction video, that night on ESPN, Brock Lesnar announces that he re-signed with WWE. And he says, like, I got a money offer, couldn't refuse. Apparently, rumor has it, Dana White was offering him 10 times what he made in UFC originally, when he took on Frank Mir and, the name's blanking on me, Randy Couture. He's offering 10 times the amount of money he was making before. But then Vince made a counter offer. And he's like, okay, this much to get the shit kicked out of me for real, or this much to pretend to get the shit kicked out of me? I'll go with the latter. He's like, I got a wife, I got 3 kids at home, and I need to... I think Sable's got 2. I think Sable pushed out 2 kids. I know he's got a kid from a previous marriage. Anyways, right off the bat, after the bell ring... Okay, first off, I ran down, and I was trying to listen to the reaction for Reigns, and it was just lukewarm. Someone had a sign, and goddamn it, I don't have Twitter up to read this, because Lanny Vitor of Teams 4-Star retweeted this, and it was, if Reigns wins, we'll be mildly agitated. It's just like, we won't be like, oh, wait, right. It's just like, fucking care. I don't care. So he got a lukewarm entrance. As soon as the first notes of Lesnar's theme song hit, the crowd, like, they mic'd that crowd good. I don't know how well the wrestlers could hear it, but man, that pop for Lesnar. So, right off the bat, Lesnar hits him with a German and an F5. He yells out, Suplex City, bitch. And I'm like, please make that a t-shirt. I know WWE won't make that a t-shirt, but pro wrestling tees, like other people make tees, make that a tee. So it's pretty much like a repeat of SummerSlam where Brock is just beating the shit out of him, just hitting him with suplexes, and the crowd's chanting along with every single one. Roman comes back with a couple of Superman punches, bust open Brock from the ring post. So it's like Superman punch, Superman punch, Superman punch, 2 spears, still not enough to put Lesnar down. He goes for another Superman punch, Lesnar hits him with a 4th F5, and then Rollins' music hits, and he runs down to cash in Money in the Bank. And Mike Chioda makes it a triple threat match. Rollins pushes Reigns out like a sack of shit, hits the curb stomp, goes for another one, gets caught in an F5. Actually, no, doesn't get caught in an F5, gets caught in the motion of an F5. Reigns spears him. Reigns spears Lesnar. Rollins curb stomps Reigns and wins the belt. He is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So all this did, it didn't make Brock look weak because he didn't lose the belt on his own accord. It made Rollins probably the smartest person ever because, yeah, he lost to Orton, but it doesn't matter because he won the night. Orton didn't kill the future. The future still came. Rollins cashed in, won. And the last sight you see, it's him at the top with the belt, with the pyro going off, and Reigns in the ring laid out. That didn't make Reigns look strong at all. You let your family down, Reigns. You let them down. Okay, so Mania as a whole. Despite the horrible build-up to it, I will defend this to the nth degree. The build-up for this Mania sucked balls. It was not built up correctly. It should have been built up better. And despite the fact that 2 of the best matches of the night weren't even on the official show, it's still pretty good. It was still pretty good. I will admit, the Mania was pretty good. I muted the live performance because, you know, fuck the musical performances. I don't go to Wrestlemania to listen to a shitty concert. Favorite matches. Both pre-show matches. Excellent. Rollins and Orton was good. The main event, the ending was spectacular, and the match itself was pretty good because it showed Rock's dominance. It showed Reigns' toughness to kick out of his F5s and still try to come back. What's happened? I'm trying to think what else happened. Bray Wyatt and Undertaker was actually not bad. I'm surprised, actually, Undertaker growing his hair out again. And using a whole box of Just for Men to get the gray out. God, 4-hour show, it's hard to remember everything. Triple H and Sting was not good at all. It just played on nostalgia. The entrances were cool. The match itself, Rusev and Cena was actually pretty good. The wrong man won, but, you know, rest in peace, Rusev. You're never going to be that big again. Not if CM has anything to do with it. Yeah, overall, it was not bad. This was not the worst Mania. I mean, we could still look at, what was the one that was Cena and Miz? That was pretty bad. Because you also had Michael Cole and Lawler on that one. And the dusty finish on that. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Mania was actually not bad, despite the horrible build. So next year, you gotta make the build strong. The build to this was so horrible. I mean, I don't even want to go over the builds because, again, 2 of the builds didn't even matter because they got pushed off. So yeah, tonight's the night that everyone's been waiting for. The real Mania. The night after Mania. What's going to happen? Is Brock going to take another sabbatical because he lost? Will he actually show up and cash in his rematch at Extreme Rules? Who from NXT is going to debut? Which belt's going to come up? What's the crowd? How drunk is the crowd going to be? How European is the crowd going to be? I can't wait for this. Because the night after Mania is always the best. Let's go over some of the things before I go and cap off this review. Let's talk about some of the stuff that Night After Mania has produced. Paige winning the Divas belt her first night. And, you know, let's see, the Shield versus Evolution fighting. Brock Lesnar's 2 debuts. His first debut when he took on Maven, El Snow, and Spike Dudley with Heyman coming in. What a way to make a debut. The next debut after Cena lost to The Rock. And then we got the birth of the... Fuck that guy. Fuck that Brock Lesnar guy. So Brock coming back. Hogan denouncing the NWO. You know, finally coming back to the red and yellow. Well, it took him a couple weeks, but he did it. God. Night after Manias. The formation of 2-man power trip. And The Rock's last night there before he went off and made Scorpion King. Oh, Mania's... Oh, God, I'm trying to think of stuff after Mania. Debut of Goldberg. You know, for the cup of coffee he had in WWE. Oh, my God, what else happened at Mania? Or the night after Mania? I'm trying to think. I'm going through all the Manias in my head right now. I'm trying to think of all the... I remember the Spirit Squad beat RVD and Big Show for the tag belts. So, I'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a good Raw. Hopefully I get off early enough to watch it. If not, I'll try to sneak off at work or try to change the channel and hopefully no one screws up. So yeah, that was Mania. This is WWE New Year. It's a new year. We start a new cycle. New superstars will rise. Some people will go away for a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it can't be as bad as last year, right? Alright guys, I've been going for about an hour now. It's time for me to eat. You heard beeping earlier. That's my food. I gotta go eat. Y'all have a good one. I anticipate Spoonies will probably be about 3 hours longer than mine. So, we'll have to wait and see. I always enjoy watching his. even though he hates the product about 70% more than I do, they're all opinions, man. At the end of the day, it's all opinions. This is just mine. Mine might differ than yours. You might have liked Triple H versus Sting. I didn't. So, there we go. Opinions, thoughts, comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for listening to me ramble for an hour and change. And we'll see you at Extreme Rules.